Hey, and welcome to another video by Trail and Vegan and Frodo. Yes, I have energy because I bought lots of fruit. I don't know if you can see it over there. I had lots of bananas, feeling awesome, feeling good, feeling charged. And today's video is going to be on contraception. So I guess it's not as super relevant to guys. Well, I don't know, unless you have girlfriends and you'd like them to get off the sex steroids for women, which is the pill that screws up their hormones, screws up their head, screws up their body. And if you want your girlfriend on something that is natural, that is good for their health and will help you guys long term and will help her to stay healthy and all that kind of stuff, and maybe learn a couple of new little things and tricks about fertility and reproduction, stay tuned. So today I will talk alright, so I have a little while ago now read this awesome book which is called Taking Charge of Your Fertility, and it is by the Tony Westler. I don't know how to say this properly, but anyway, what this book basically talks about is it teaches you about ovulation, it teaches you about female reproductive cycle, and basically I don't know why this stuff is not taught at school, but I personally have learned heaps from reading it. I'm gonna give you a few little examples that were like the most interesting to me out of here, just like the few facts, I guess not examples, but facts that were the most I found very new and I had no idea about them. And I will also talk about the method that it recommends for natural contraception, basically. So you can get off the stupid steroids, stupid pill, which only screws up. Basically what pill does is you're injecting this hormone in your body and it makes your body think that you're pregnant, so then it screws up your hormones long term and you're not ovulating. Basically when your body thinks you're pregnant, you're not going to ovulate, and that is unhealthy long term. It is not natural, and the little bleed I guess that you have in while you're taking your pill, because you have like those few days, like a week, that you take the sugar pill and get the bleed, it's not actually ovulation, it's just, you know, some kind of discharge that goes out of your body. So it's not actually, it's like a fake period, but it's not actually a period and your body is not ovulating. And the pill causes lots of cancers and blood clots and all sorts of crazy crap, which is not good and we don't want it in our body. So let's get into this. So basically let's just get into that. The first interesting thing that I found out from this book is, I'll read a little bit out of you. Unlike male fetuses, which contain no sperm, female fetuses already contain all the eggs that the newborn child will ever have. What this means, particularly speaking, is that when your mother was just a fetus inside her mother, she already had developed one of the eggs that eventually became you. So basically females, when they're even just conceived, they already have all the eggs that they will ever have through the duration of their life, while the sperm continuously regenerates in male's body. So differences between male and female fertility. So males are fertile all the time, since sperm are produced on a daily basis. And females only fertile only a few days per cycle, since ovulation occurs only once a cycle. Males do not develop any sperm until puberty, and females are born with all the eggs they will ever have. And obviously, like every time you're ovulating and you have a period, one of those eggs, it like gets released. But it's like kind of interesting to think about that all of the children that you possibly would have, you possibly could have had, or, you know, we'll have this crazy lighting. Like with every ovulation, you're kind of almost, I don't know, losing one of them if you care about that stuff. But I think it's just interesting that we're born with all of them. And males are fertile from puberty until death, and females are fertile from puberty until menopause, which is happens at about 50 years old. So that's that's pretty normal. So in this book there's like lots of diagrams and lots of detail explanations basically about all these different things if you're interested in it and you want to learn a bit more about your body and about fertility and about just kind of everything. Oh, here you go. You have a bit of lighting. Okay, so there are 3 primary fertility signs, which is waking temperatures, cervical fluid, and cervical position. And actually, I will quickly go get something. I should have grabbed it before. I'll be right back. Sorry. So basically, waking temperatures is I have this ordinary, I don't know if you can see, there you go, just like a thermometer, digital one, and preferably it needs to have like at least like 1 decimal place. And then you just like, wait a few seconds, it beeps, it shows you the temperature, and you do it every morning when you wake up at the exact same time. And basically that gives you your waking temperature for your body. And also you can track your cervical fluid, and the book goes into all these different kinds of cervical fluid that you can observe, and basically it can tell you if you're ovulating or what. And it is also interesting, what I found interesting reading this book is that different kind of cervical fluid kind of, not guarantees, but you get a better probability of having like a boy and a girl if you're into that kind of stuff and want to have kids and whatnot. But I just thought it was pretty interesting because I didn't know about that before. And cervical position. So I'll obviously won't like go into it too much, otherwise the video will go like crazy long and the book is pretty thick. So I got this book for like, I don't know, like $10, not even that. I got it off eBay, and it's like a used book, and it's perfectly good and yeah, easy to follow. So yeah, anyway, basically what you need to understand is when you're tracking your temperatures, you I have an app on my phone where I just like kind of track my temperatures every day, and I basically know what's going on in my body, and it's amazing. But here the author gives like an example, but something like this similar is on the app, and like your temperatures get tracked every day, and then you notice when you're about to ovulate, which means the egg is kind of moving, starting to like produce and move. Your temperatures start to rise, and basically I associate it with your body is kind of becoming a bit of an incubator. And which means like basically it can raise a little baby inside of it. Like, it's funny, I'm rubbing my belly, but like you can't see it. But anyway, yeah. And then if you ovulate and you don't get pregnant, and then your temperature drops, and that's when you get your period, which is the next day of the cycle. And if you stay pregnant, or if you get pregnant, it kind of goes up and up and up. Or if you have like a miscarriage, it goes up and then it like drops, and the book goes into all that kind of stuff as well. So it's pretty interesting. Sometimes women try to get pregnant and struggle with things like that, and there's like all these different reasons that can be because of. So also cervical position, so that was the temperatures. It also talks about the cervical position, but basically when it's soft, high, open and wet, so it kind of gives you little diagrams. It's when you're ovulating, and it also kind of teaches you how to measure it correctly, if you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And also another thing that I thought was pretty cool and pretty interesting is that, right, every time you have your ovulation, one of your sides ovulates, like you're either like left or right ovary. So what you can do if you're really tracking it and paying attention to your body is you can actually track which one of your ovaries is ovulating. And I think it's pretty interesting, like, because it's really quite, you're really starting to learn and know your body as a female, as a woman, and it's actually pretty easy. Like, it kind of gives you a diagram on how to identify it, and you can find this small lymph gland which swells, and it's about the size of a pea, and oh, this lighting is crazy, and this is the lymph node sign. And yeah, and you basically kind of explains to you how to find it, and I think it's pretty interesting. It's just like amazing to know these things about your body as a woman. And here there's a couple of examples, as I said before. So you can see that this woman, she's tracking her temperature, bang bang bang, and she got pregnant, so the temperatures didn't go down. And obviously you can also like write, and on the app you can make all the different notes on like your cervical fluid, if you like had sex, if it was unprotected sex, and all that kind of stuff. But basically this method shows you when you're most fertile, and on those days, and plus minus a few days ahead and before, you just don't have sex, or you have protected sex, basically. And here is an example, right, of this girl tracking, and then it went up, and the ovary didn't get, I guess, you know, what's the word? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the sperm didn't, I forgot my words, alright. But anyway, she's not pregnant, so then it just dropped down. And this actually works. Like, I've been doing this for like over a year now, actually, and it's quite interesting to learn what normal temperature, what waking temperature your body is, and it actually drops before you like have the period, and it's like interesting. It's really interesting, and you can actually predict what will happen when, and you can see when you're ovulating, so obviously you can abstain from all sorts of naughty things, I guess. Alright, so an interesting thing is, in a vacuum, a woman would be fertile only for a maximum of 24 hours. So that's how long our egg can live. But the only reason a woman is fertile for longer than 24 or 48 hours is because sperm can live for up to 5 days. So for example, if you have sex 5 days before you ovulate, and in your cervical fluid, like the sperm, it can get trapped. There's like a picture for it, I don't know if you can find it now, but it gets basically trapped in different kinds of cervical fluid, and some of them it gets trapped and just kind of stays there, and in another type of cervical fluid, the sperm just kind of travels through it. It makes it easier for it to travel to your ovaries and stuff, and it just chills there basically for 5 days until your egg gets released and you get like ovulation. And if you ovulate while the sperm is in there, obviously you're very likely to get pregnant. And you know, if yeah, so this is the kind of thing that you want to kind of be aware of. Say a lot of, and there is just 4 different rules that you need to follow that are all like, it's all explained in the book basically, of when you should kind of abstain from sex and when you're most fertile, and it really does go quite in depth with regards to that. Oh, but it was like a really good diagram. I need to, oh, here you go. Here you go. So this basically shows you, can you see it? Yeah. So you can like pause it if you want. But yeah, basically you're infertile here, you're fertile in this little region, and infertile here again. So basically during this time, you're going to try not to have sex, or you can have safe, you know, like condoms or whatever, other kind of protection. But basically what I would advise you is to get off the pill, get off those little rods that people inject in their arms or in their like downstairs area. It's just ridiculous. Or those hormonal shots that girls do that scrub their body, and it's just crazy. Like, why can't we all just track things naturally, listen to our body and see what it wants and what it's telling us, instead of putting all these stupid chemicals in it and making it do what we want it to do, instead of actually listening to ourselves, to our nature, to our biology, and actually figuring out what is good for it. Okay. Anyway, let's cut this video here because it's getting pretty long. But thanks for watching. Get this book, girls. All of you get this book, or read it. Read it in the library, or get it like from Amazon, or get it from eBay or wherever. Like, there's heaps of these books around, and this is like a revised edition, like something. There's a bunch of editions now, and this will teach you. I think we should learn this stuff at high school, but we don't. So learn it for yourself, learn about ovulation, learn about your body, and educate your man. Okay, lots of love to you guys. Stop counting, and remember to stop counting calories and start counting hills. Lots of love. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe if it was helpful, and see you in another video. Bye. Mwah.